The Milwaukee Brewers are a joke of an organization once again. Welcome back to Good Sports for You, where we are talking about good sports for you. The trade deadline just ended, and I am not happy with my Milwaukee Brewers. As some of you may know, I'm a Milwaukee Brewers fan. I have been my whole entire life, from 2003 until the day that I will die. I've been through the good, I've been through the bad, I've been through the pretty, I've been through the ugly, I have been through it all. My parents have obviously gone through a lot more than I have, but that's not the point right now. We have the best record in baseball with the second best run differential. We have clear holes that needed to be fixed. We had issues in the lineup. We don't have any power. That's not my main complaint, though. And we don't have enough starting pitching. We have Jacob Misiorowski and we have Kyle Harrison, who is hurt. We have Brandon Woodruff, who is hurt. Who else do we have? We have Shane Drohan. I'm not trusting him in a playoff series. Who else do we have? We have Brandon Sprout, who hasn't been good for us. And we have Robert Gasser, who has not been fantastic either. So I thought, let's go out there, let's make a splash. If we can't get Tarek Skubal, because I know that that's a long shot, and I get it, and he went to the Dodgers with Jelani frickin' Dow, whatever. We go out and we get a second-tier guy. We could get a Robbie Ray. We could get a Casey Mize, whoever it may be, a Clay Holmes I would have been really happy with. And also, we also need bullpen help. Let's go out. Let's go get a top-of-the-end reliever. I know that the price for Mason Miller kind of sounded extreme, so I'm like, okay, fine. I'm okay with that. Go out and get a Luke Weaver. Go out. Get an AJ Minter. Like, these are the guys that you need to get better right now, right? We don't get any of those. We get, at best, a tertiary starter and also a tertiary reliever. We also got Antonio Santantella, which I'm kind of happy with. Here are my issues. The Brewers got 3 players and they were all pitchers. Like I said, we can't hit right now, but that's not my biggest issue. We lost in the playoffs, though, to the Dodgers because we couldn't score any runs. It wasn't about our pitching. If we could hit to get a lick, we would have been fine. But okay, whatever. I know there weren't a ton of bats available. I honestly like our lineup a good bit right now, so let's just focus on the pitching. We have the prospects to go out and make moves to go get, like I said, a Casey Mize I would have loved on the squad. Instead, we have Dustin May as a pure rental, Jojo Romero as a pure rental as well, and Antonio Sensatella also as a pure rental. Let's go over the numbers for these guys for this season. Dustin May has a 4.38 ERA and a career 3.99 ERA. Jojo Romero has a 3.35 ERA with a career 3.51. And last season, he did have a 2.07, and he's on the IL right now, and he's going to be back in like mid-August apparently. And then also we got Antonio Sensatella, who has a 3.61 ERA this season with a 4.81 at Coors and a 2.57 away. So I do like that. I do like Santantella. However, why could we not give up a little bit more to just get somebody a little bit better? Because I already know what the comments are saying. I know what the comments are saying on Instagram or whatever. The pitching lab is going to get them right. The pitching lab is going to get them right. You do not know Milwaukee Brewers baseball if you think that the pitching lab is going to get people right mid-season. The pitching lab works over the offseason like it does with so many other teams. We don't fix players mid-season. I went through and I looked at every single pitcher that the Brewers have acquired in between July and the end of the trade deadline since 2021. Let me read the stats to you in case you don't believe me. First, we have Shelby Miller. He had a 1.98 ERA coming in with us last season. He left with a 5.59 ERA with the Milwaukee Brewers. That doesn't sound like the pitching lab was working for me. In 2024, we got Aaron Savale a little bit earlier in the year. He was decent. He had a 5.07 ERA, and that went to a 3.53 ERA. And then we have Tyler J, who pitched in 3 innings for us. He went from a 7.71 ERA to a 0 ERA in 3 innings. Then we had Nick Mears, who went from a 5.56 ERA, also he was pitching for Colorado, so that ERA is inflated, to a 7.30 ERA. Then we have Frankie Montas, who went from a 5.01 ERA to a 4.55, but also he put up negative WAR with us when he put up positive WAR with the Reds. And then going on to 2023, we have Andrew Chafin, who had a 4.19 ERA to a 5.82, and then we have Jake McGee in 2022, who went from a 7.17 ERA to a 6.35. So yeah, the pitching lab worked there just a little bit, it seems. And then we have Taylor Rogers, who went from a 4.35 ERA to a 5.48 ERA. And then we have Matt Bush, one of my least favorite Brewers in the history of Brewers, went from a 2.95 ERA to a 4.30 ERA. And then also we have Trevor Rosenthal, who didn't even pitch in the big leagues for us, but I wanted to note that because we gave up Tristan Peters. Tristan Peters, who's going on to be a Rookie of the Year candidate this season and was an All-Star. It's just kind of beside the point. And then you go on to 2021. This is the last season I looked before like COVID and everything. You have Ryan Weber, who went from a 1747 ERA to a 0 ERA in his 1 inning of work with us. And then you have John Curtis, who went from a 2.48 ERA to a 12.46. And then you have Daniel Norris, who went from a 5.89 to a 6.64. So I can only see realistically, I'll give you Aaron Savale, and that's it. Those were the only people that I will give you that I'll be like, yeah, we were able to fix them up a good bit. And then the next season, obviously, we flipped him for Andrew Vaughn. I don't expect Dustin May to be any better than what he is right now. And now you're telling me that he's supposed to be our 3 guy? Maybe even 2, because I have no idea what Kyle Harrison's health is looking like right now. It's going to be Miz down to Dustin May, or Kyle Harrison then down to Dustin May. Dustin May is going to be starting playoff games for us. That was our big splash when we have the best record in baseball. I can't be someone who takes the Brewers seriously when the front office can't take the Brewers seriously. We have the prospects to spend. I understand not wanting to give up Jesus Mate. I understand not wanting to give up Luis Pena. I understand those 2 guys, especially Mate. You have to make concessions, though. This is the time to cash in, because now the Dodgers are actually an unstoppable force. They got Tarek Skubal. They also added Chris Bubich for whatever reason, because now I don't know, is he going to be a bullpen piece for them? Is he going to be their 8th starter? Whatever it may be. Why could we not go out and get him? I know that he's been hurt, but his numbers haven't been great this year, I'll give you that. He was an all-star last season. I feel that he would have been an upgrade from Dustin May, but now we're rocking with Dustin May and Jojo Romero and Antonio Sensatella. Like I said, I'm happy with Antonio Sensatella, but the main reason that I'm upset is because there were targets to get. Like, the Cubs added pieces. They added Kevin Gausman, which, say what you will about him this season, he hasn't been fantastic. He has a much higher WAR than Dustin May, and he has a better ERA, and he eats innings, and he gets strikeouts. You know exactly what you're going to get with Kevin Gausman. Dustin May is way more volatile. The Cubs also got Clay Holmes, somebody who's been fantastic for the Mets this season, or, you could have gone and gotten Freddie Peralta. And I know that Freddie hasn't been good this season, so I'll give you that. But at least Freddie has been here. We would have the time to be like, okay, now we have all the information that we know about you. We're going to have to do all this research into all these guys. There's not time for the pitching lab to do what they need to do, is really my point. And so I'm so sick and tired about hearing the Brewers pitching lab is going to fix him. The Brewers pitching lab is going to fix him. That's not the way it works. Look at Lance McCullers. I predicted that he would be cut the very next day after his 1 day that he pitched with us, because he did a terrible, terrible job. But all I heard from people on the internet, as soon as he comes to Milwaukee, he's going to have a sub-2 ERA. The Brewers don't operate like that mid-season. They operate like that during the off-season. Kyle Harrison during the offseason. Jacob Mizorowski, his improvement during the offseason. These guys that have gotten good for us in a large part have been during the offseason. Our relievers during the offseason. I just listed half a dozen guys, I don't even know how much, since 2021 that we got between July and the end of the trade deadline, and almost none of them have panned out. If you really want the pitching lab to work, you go and you get them in March, in April, and even May. And then you maybe have time to work on them and figure things out, but that's not the way that it works. And the Brewers just don't seem committed to winning. Like I said, we have the best record in baseball. And now we have to go against the Pirates and the Cubs, who made significant improvements to their team. The Pirates went out and they got Luke Weaver. They got Camilo Duvall. I know Duvall has not been good this season, so I wouldn't have been happy with him. I would have been thrilled with Luke Weaver, who's been amazing this year. We have 14 games combined against both of them, and now they have gotten better and we haven't. We're just sitting on our butts not doing anything. We didn't even trade for a bat or anything that could have helped. Yelich has not been great this season. I love Yelly. We need somebody to supplement him, to platoon for him, whatever it may be. The team, I'm upset. I'm frustrated is all it is. And it's this is what we get. And I'm sick and tired of having to be the person, having to be the fan who has to be happy that we got Dustin May. I want to be happy that we got Skubal. I want to be happy that we got Casey Mize, whatever it may be. 2008, we got CeCe. That was our guy. We got CeCe, and he was a beloved figure in Milwaukee for so long. And yes, we gave up a player who would eventually become Michael Brantley, who went on to have a fantastic career. Multiple-time All-Star, was so good. Who cares? And we were only the wild card team. If we gave up Jesus Mate, which, like I said, I wouldn't agree with. If that's what we had to do, if we got Tarek Skubal, and if we won a World Series, who cares about Jesus Mate? Who cares about Luis Pena? I'm so sick and tired of having to get the scraps and be thankful for them. Because I know that that's what Brewers fans are now conditioned to think is, hey, we got Dustin May, though. Look at us. We got Antonio Sensatella, that the whole entire world knew was going to be traded, but we got him. We got him. A guy who is fine. He's fine. He's not a difference maker. He's not a game winner for us. And I hope and I pray that these guys are going to be excellent. I really, really do. But I look at the track record and I see that we can't get improvements from these guys. So what's the plan? Casey Mize has put up almost as much WAR in this single season as Dustin May has put up his entire career. And I swear that it's just because Dustin May is kind of sneaky good against the Brewers that we saw them. We were like, yeah, let's go get him. And also, I'm not a prospect guy. I get that. I'm not a fan of holding on to prospects a lot. I'm in favor of cashing them in when you're ready to go, right? I'm in favor of that for sure. But also, I know that the prospects that we gave up, a lot of people are like, that was kind of an overpay. So that's upsetting when the two prospects that we do give up for mediocre players is just like, there you go. Every single notification that I would get from Jeff Passan, what's it going to be? And it wasn't the Brewers. It's not the Brewers. And then finally, it's the Brewers get Dustin May and Jojo Romero. Like, come on, man. Let's just commit to winning. Like I said, we have the best pitcher in baseball. We have a fantastic defense. We have a very good offense that doesn't hit home runs. I would have loved to hit some more home runs, but what can you do? We have the best record in baseball with the second best run differential, and now the Dodgers went out and they got Tarek Skubal and they got Chris Bubich. Anything can happen in the playoffs, so that's why you invest now. And your division rivals are getting better, and the Cubs got significantly better. Significantly. The Pirates got incrementally better. The Cubs got way better now. And we didn't. We basically stood pat. We made our minor adjustments here or there. Who cares, man? I'm just like, ugh. If we couldn't re-sign Skubal, who cares? If we couldn't re-sign Casey Mize, who cares? Because do you really think we're going to re-sign Dustin May? I don't know. We may. For all I know, we're going to. I'm just so sick and tired of it. This deadline was nothing but a disappointment for the Milwaukee Brewers, as they always are. But I know that the front office is going to be like, we got our guy. We got our guy for sure. No, you didn't. Give up the facade. Come out and say it. Say it not like a coward, and say we missed out on Tarek Skubal because we weren't willing to give up enough. Say we missed out on Casey Mize, on Robbie Ray, on Kevin Gossman, on Clay Holmes, on all those guys. The Mariners apparently had pitchers available. Why not throw a bag for George Kirby? I don't know, man. And like I said, the pitching lab video I've been wanting to make for so long, and this just opportunity presented itself. Please stop talking about the pitching lab like it's a mid-season thing, because it's not. It's genuinely not. It's an off-season thing. That's when the work gets done. It's so rare to see a guy make huge strides and become way better. And CeCe did it for us in 2008, so it's that's an exception, and that holds a lot of weight for me. Dustin May's not CeCe. I hope he is. He's not. I'm just... Another trade deadline of disappointments and of failed promises and broken promises and all those things. And it's going to be another deadline of being told by the front office that, way to go. And they're patting themselves on the back because they got Dustin May and Jojo Romero and Antonio Sensatella. I'm not happy. They shouldn't be happy. None of the fans should be happy. And now we got to play our butts off to perform well because you didn't make any upgrades. I'm upset. I'm disappointed. It's disappointing. It's so disappointing. That's all I got. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those things, and I'm out. Peace.